Alex had always been terrible at reading social cues, a fact that Rose reminded him of at least once a week. But even he should have known better than to joke about marriage proposals in front of a Zothran diplomat. The bar on station Kepler 442 was packed with representatives from a dozen species, all celebrating the signing of humanity's first multi-system trade agreement. Rose stood near the crystalline bar, her dark hair catching the bioluminescent lights as she laughed with a group of Sician engineers. Alex watched her from across the room, nursing his third glass of Proxima wine. "Your eyes betray your thoughts, human," came a melodic voice beside him. Alex turned to find Ambassador the Zothran representative, studying him with 4 iridescent eyes. Her species was elegant and vaguely insectoid, with translucent wings that shimmered like oil on water. "Just admiring a friend," Alex said, forcing a casual smile. "A friend." Vesha's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. "Among my people, we have sensors that detect biochemical markers. Your pheromone output suggests otherwise." Alex felt his face flush. "That obvious?" "Quite. Why do you not simply express your intentions?" "Because Rose and I have been friends since the academy. We've survived 3 first contact missions together, a hull breach on the Meridian, and that disaster on Tau Ceti 4. I'm not going to risk throwing that away." "Curious. On Zothran we value directness. Inefficiency and pair bonding leads to population decline." Alex laughed, the wine loosening his tongue. "Well, at this point, I'd probably say yes if she proposed to me. But Rose isn't exactly the traditional type." Visha's wings rippled, and she tilted her head in a distinctly predatory manner. "Fascinating." Before Alex could question her interest, Rose appeared at his elbow, slightly flushed from dancing. "There you are. The Sicians want to show us their new propulsion schematic." "You coming?" "Actually," Vesha interjected smoothly, "I was hoping to speak with Commander Rose privately. A matter of human customs I wish to understand better." Rose raised an eyebrow but shrugged. "Sure, Ambassador." "Alex, don't disappear. We still need to review tomorrow's itinerary." Alex watched them move to a quieter corner of the bar, an inexplicable unease settling in his stomach. Rose had expected questions about Earth's political structure or perhaps humanity's resource distribution methods. She had not expected a 7-foot alien to ask her about marriage customs. "So humans typically have one partner propose to another?" Vesha asked her translator, rendering her chittering into perfect English. "Usually, yes, though it's becoming more common for either person to propose." "And you have not proposed to Commander Alex?" Rose nearly choked on her drink. "What? No, we're just friends." "Interesting. His biochemistry suggests intense pair bonding desire, as does yours, though you suppress it more effectively." "Ambassador, I don't think on Zothran we have a saying, 'The hunter who hesitates feeds the colony but never herself.' Your Alex said he would accept if you proposed. Why do you hesitate?" Rose's mind reeled. "He said that, when, moments ago, he seemed quite certain." Rose looked across the bar to where Alex was now chatting with a Rigelian trader, completely oblivious to the bomb Vesha had just dropped. 5 years of carefully maintained boundaries, of swallowing feelings during long space flights, of pretending her heart didn't race when he smiled at her like that. "I can't," Rose said quietly. "If I'm wrong, I lose my best friend." Vesha's wings folded close to her body, a gesture Rose had learned meant deep thought. "You humans are strange. You will fly into unknown space, face hostile species, risk your lives for discovery, but you will not risk your pride for happiness. It's not about pride, isn't it? You fear rejection more than death. Commander Alex fears the same, so you both suffer in silence, surrounded by the vastness of space, together yet alone." Rose stared at the alien diplomat, who somehow saw through her more clearly than any human ever had. "What if I ruin everything?" Rose whispered. Vesha leaned closer, her voice dropping to a whisper that only Rose could hear. "Then say yes." "What?" "He waits for you to ask. You wait for him. Someone must break the cycle. Be the human you claim to be, brave, adaptable, willing to explore the unknown." Vesha's mandibles clicked again. "Or remain comfortable and alone." Alex was discussing Rigelian poetry when Rose appeared at his side, grabbed his hand, and pulled him toward the station's observation deck. The transition was so sudden that he nearly dropped his glass. "Rose, what's going on?" She didn't answer until they reached the viewing platform where the stars stretched endlessly before them. Earth was a distant blue dot in the celestial tapestry. "Did you tell Ambassador Desha that you'd say yes if I proposed?" Rose asked, her back still to him. Alex's blood turned to ice. That was just I was joking, were you?" Rose turned to face him, and Alex saw something in her eyes he'd never allowed himself to hope for. Rose, because I've been in love with you since the Meridian incident, when you gave me your oxygen supply and nearly died, and I've been too terrified to say anything because you're my best friend and losing you would break me. Alex felt like the station's artificial gravity had failed. What? Rose laughed, a slightly hysterical sound. A 7-foot alien diplomat just gave me relationship advice, Alex. Apparently, we both have terrible poker faces. I thought you only saw me as a friend, Alex breathed. I thought the same about you. Are we both really this stupid? Alex started laughing, the tension breaking like a snapped cable. Apparently, yes. Rose stepped closer, her hand finding his. So here's the thing. I'm not going to technically propose because that seems presumptuous. But I am going to tell you that I love you, and I want to see where this goes. And if you don't feel the same way, we're going to have a really awkward 3-month trip back to Earth. Say yes, Alex said softly. What? You're asking me a question, and my answer is yes. To all of it. When they kissed, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter. Back in the bar, Ambassador Desha clicked her mandibles in satisfaction. Humans, she thought, were absolutely fascinating, brave enough to explore the cosmos, yet needing a gentle push to explore their own hearts. Perhaps that was what made them special.